But then again, the way the game ends, like,
Who knows what's gonna happen?
yeah. I mean, no matter what, I'm pretty sure Zack's dead in this time.
Of all the things to change in this game.
Yeah, but to be fair though, what would him being alive? What does him being alive add? I would love him to be alive.
You know what? I'll tell you what he could have. What we could have. You could have a Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul fight to really push home the need for the characters to go do stuff. For Aerith.
Oh God, that's right.
For Aerith and Cloud to go get the revenge on Sephiroth.
Fuck your beat stick katana. God damn!
I love Beat Saber. It's my favorite game.
Especially the caramel dancing.
Shriggity, shriggity, schwang.
Swiggity, swiggity, I'm coming for that booty.
Swiggity, swaggity.
Are you gonna give this to me? Oh God, thank you.
He likes electric butts.
I love the fact that the game was telling me that I cannot hurt him at this point, so it's pointless to fight. I will say this game does a great job of actually making the Turks feel intimidating.
Well, they should.
Because remember in the first game, like, once you get past, like, Midgard, they actually stop becoming intimidating. Like, they just become jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, they do. It's like, whatchamacallit, that happens with a lot of them. They're presented as these big bad evil guys that could really fuck you up, and then, you know, what do you get in the end? They're goofballs that you could beat at any moment. You could have won at the beginning of the game. You just didn't try hard enough.
You could have stopped the pillar from falling. You were just a dork. What? I was blocking you, dick!
It's whatchamacallit, the Watchmen. You know, you really need to think about your mental space there, Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm good. I'm great. I'm awesome. Are you really? Really? You could have stopped me. You could have dismantled the gun. You could have done anything. But
Oh,
you didn't.
shit. The part where he, where he kills her.
Yeah.
He's like, you could have done anything, man.
You didn't, though. You just told me to stop. Ah, shit. He's right. Humans suck. Then he moved on with his life. Son of a bitch.
He's right. How the fuck do you see it all coming together so quickly? Come on, Reno.
Take.
Hey, do you think you should get some cross slash?
Crossfire!
Oh, fuck you, game! You took it from me. It was gonna be epic.
It was, and then we decided, no.
Ugh.
No.
Look at my suit. It's so leather.
You don't need it.
And this was never in the original game too, where he was actually about to kill Reno. And then you got those guys, the whispers of. How would that look to you if you can't see them and you just see people going like, oh!
Well, Satan got them. Thank God we're in a church. I'll be safe.
I can't tell if that's the ultimate fuck you or.
They clearly hated God. They got what they deserved.
But aren't ghosts in a
Hashtag facts. Walked away.
Hashtag facts. Hashtag facts. Deal with it, bitch. No, that's not.
Sir, you can go do this at any moment. Yeah, you don't fucking pay me enough. So get the hell out of here with that, miss me with that shit. Come on. Go and do it. Start poking you with a stick. Do it. Come on.
Do it, La Latina.
Come on.
Maybe we can get out that way.
Right.
Go to Sama! I'm surprised it doesn't have an ad. Oh,
A lot of people are hoping for a third season, but still haven't heard from it.
I'm pretty sure the light novel's ending, or did it end already?
I think it already ended.
Oh, then I wonder how Konosuba ends. Does he actually defeat the Demon Lord? Because apparently he's one of the few people that actually deals with the Demon Generals and actually wins.
Probably not.
Remember that scene in was it season 2? Yeah, season 2 when Aqua summons the fish. He's like, "That's so cool! I'm gonna have to get her to teach me that."
What else could they do in there?
What, Konosuba? Or what?
In
What?
Konosuba, like, what
I'll
are
go
they?
first.
When are they going to come back? Come on, the movie did well. Give us something else.
Ah, your guess is mine. Is there a reason you stopped, Cloud?
Come on.
Konosuba! Come on, man, we need more Overlord because, you know, that.
Dude, everybody's pissed off at Overlord. Because they read the manga and the light novel, or they read ahead of time. Oh, they are beyond pissed.
Hey.
What, with the whole fake Ein's death thing?
Probably.
I don't know if it's the fake Ein's death. It's the fact that they're just like, yeah, we're not fucking dealing with this bullshit anymore.
What bullshit is that?
What was it? Just how the entire arc ends.
What now?
The princess becomes the yandere becomes a demon.
She becomes a demon?
Yeah, half a demon. Her, whatchamacallit, you know, the one that she's obsessed with?
Yeah.
The guy. He basically falls entirely from grace. Because he just decides that, you know, he's got to go be with her no matter what. And will follow her even though she's a goddamn demon.
I forget, did she actually love him or was it just a yandere kind of love?
Yandere kind of love. Because
Okay.
she was obsessed with his eyes, but he loved her, I guess.
For her?
Yeah. And so, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, but wasn't he supposed to be touted as, like, one of those guys that was gonna, like, prove Ainz or something? You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
they
he kills
pres-
the greatest warrior in that kingdom, and he's just, like, he puts his hopes on,
Yeah.
the
But the
swordsman.
idea is that they're always meant to fail.
Oh, okay.
Because the idea is that, you know, dark fantasy. But it's not even really good dark fantasy, as they said. Yeah, so that all happens. Whatchamacallit, in essence, starts up a bunch of bullshit to happen. What's his face? Demigur. And Ainz just goes, you know what? Fuck this. And then he leaves.
Is that the end of the anime? Of the manga, or is that
The last manga, yeah, of the last volume. He goes, yeah, you know, fuck this. And he leaves, and he's like, hey, Mare, and your brother. And they're like, yeah, let's go find you some elves.
Thank you.
And then basically pulls a berserk and gets on a boat to go find the Elven Kingdom.
I feel like that author has no idea what he wants to do with that story because...
Well, because he finished it already. And now they want him to do a light novel and a manga out of it, and he's just like, I don't care.
Didn't he already vastly change stuff from his original thing? Because I think Albedo was never in it.
Albedo wasn't in it. Brain, but even though everybody calls him Brian. Brain was a slave to, what's-her-face?
The vampire.
The vampire. The girl that he killed, you remember when they had the things invade Nazareth arc?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the girl adventurer? She's a slave to the vampire.
You mean that the one she kills?
Yeah, the one that they kill in the show,
Mhm.
but in this, she's a slave to her. I'm trying to think of what else gets changed. Demigur basically does a lot of the things that Albedo does.
Stay close.
So cool.
Yeah, they said there's a bunch of them that are different.
I don't know. I never gravitated towards dark fantasy, but that's just because after a while, Berserk's different, but that's just because I put the time and energy into Berserk.
Dark fantasy is fun when you recognize that what dark fantasy is supposed to be is usually... It's one of two things. It's supposed to be horror tropes plus fantasy, which is a really basic and easy way of it. But the other side of it is it's supposed to not deconstruct, but rather take the tropes of fantasy stories and use them differently. Like, whatchamacallit.
I think so.
One of the most famous ones is
Actually,
the story of Elric
let's go.
Elric Mabe Debonair?
Up for crossing the rooftops?
literally the guy Michael Moorcock. He is a contemporary writer to that of C.S. Lewis and Tolkien.
Oh, okay.
So C.S. Lewis and Tolkien are the ones that we call the founders and the fathers of fantasy, and they created all the tropes to it. So you have like they have a fate, and their fate is to be a hero, and all the things like Aragorn and good versus evil. Michael Moorcock didn't do that. He made law versus chaos.
Of course you do.
And you have characters who are morally ambiguous. Like Elric himself is morally ambiguous. His entire fate is that he's going to die, which sounds really easy, but it isn't, because he's going to suffer through his entire death. And the more that he delays his death from happening, the more people that he has grown attached to or becomes friends with are going to be killed. And so you see a character who is
That's a Turk one.
slowly but surely becoming detached from the things that he's doing and is simply doing it because he has to, as opposed to,
Turks
for the good or the right
kinds
reasons.
of situations with extreme
Um,
prejudice.
Yeah.
Professional bad guy.
Okay.
Gotta love 'em.
And it's pretty interesting
My
to see.
question.
And he brings up all the dark fantasy tropes, like a sword that slowly but surely eats away at your soul.
Greatest soldier yet.
Oh, so something like the Berserk armor.
Yeah.
It's a sword, you could
Yeah.
say.
His is Stormbringer, and with Stormbringer, he whatchamacallit, it's a sword of chaos, because he is a being of chaos that's supposed to bring law and order to the world. And he has Soulbringer, or Stormbringer.
Gotcha.
Stormbringer.
Thanks.
Stormbringer? Is it Stormbreaker? I think it's Stormbringer. He has that sword. The sword basically is the reason why all of his friends and family get killed, because the sword constantly wants to, expand its power. So he ends up getting into situations where he kills his friends and he kills, his family members. And the sword is the one that pushes him to do it.
Does he feel remorse for it, or?
Sometimes. Sometimes he feels it, and then other times it's like, yeah, that guy betrayed me, so kind of just,
Traveled by rooftop
you know.
before.
I'm sad that a good friend died, but I'm also pissed off that he betrayed me.
Well, that's different, but I'm talking about like
Yeah.
the friends that don't betray him,
Oh, yeah, he does. Because whatchamacallit, I saw, it was a video, and it discussed why, Elric Elric May Debonair is, he is the primogenitor, or not just the primogenitor, he is Geralt of Rivia, because the guy who wrote The Witcher stole everything from Michael Moorcock.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, did you hear about that prequel series that they're
doing for, which one?
Wait,
Netflix?
a moment.
Netflix is doing a prequel series for Witcher, or?
Yeah, for Witcher.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
It's supposed to take place at 1,200 years before Geralt. So apparently it deals with the very first Witcher.
On your
Oh,
own.
okay.
You have to remind me, Witchers, they're just genetically engineered humans to fight monsters, or they're corpses?
No, I can't remember exactly what they are, but basically
I know
they're called mutants in it. But it's just that they go under a special process that they need to take mutagens and potions to make themselves stronger and faster, so that they can fight off against the beings of chaos. Because they're meant to be on the side of law and order.
Okay, so they're kind of like Grey Wardens.
Kind of like Grey Wardens,
You
yes.
take the Darkspawn blood so you can be able to fight the Darkspawn.
Yeah.
Make noise.
And it's kind of the same thing with, Elric. They're both a part of, like when you look at the...
Oh, so
that's a beautiful, yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. When you look at the stories of them, though,
Kinda rest.
whatchamacallit,
I'll go first.
the stories tell very much the same story. Elric is a part of the Eternal Champions, a group that's supposed to fend off against the chaos, this
Easy now.
group and so on and so forth.
Too much.
And they're a dying group, and they're supposed to do things. And he's basically slowly but surely saying that we need to get rid of. They need to get rid of the group. He basically takes up the role of Geralt, where they said that they don't want new people for this, and so on and so forth. It's the same reason why Elric doesn't kill dragons is the same reason that Geralt doesn't kill
I thought
dragons.
about leaving
Because dragons are represented as a part of law, and they bring balance to existence.
Can't you kill dragons in Witcher?
Yeah, you're supposed. Whatchamacallit? They offer him quests to go kill dragons all the time, and he says no, because they're lawful beings, and he needs lawful beings in the world.
But I don't.
And he's trying to balance out a world that's slowly but surely slipping into chaos by making it more lawful.
Together into something.
And that's what.
It's the same thing that Elric's doing. Elric is trying to balance out a chaotic world, a chaotic existence, by, being. He doesn't want to be a lawful hero. He just works on behalf of law because he's forced to. His fate dictates that he is going to work on behalf of law.
And you can't fight that?
He can't fight it.
This time.
So is this kind of like the trope with,
I can't count on
is
you.
it the fallen hero, or...
This
Yeah, basically.
Or is it the tragic hero trope where... No, tragic hero is different. Tragic hero...
Tragic heroes are just heroes that have had like a lot of
Just.
like Gabriel from
Gabriel,
Lords
yeah.
of Shadow. How
they're heroes, but they're extraordinarily reluctant in it, and a lot of bad things have happened in their life to make them the way they are. Think what is it? Vladimir Tepes. He's considered a tragic hero in modern interpretations.
Gotcha.
He was a man who was just trying to help people, but ended up becoming a monster.
We're talking about the real life Vlad Tepes, right? The one
Yeah,
who...
and the
okay.
one that we base most of our myths off of,
Oh,
with
okay.
Dracula.
Really? He was trying to help people, but he was...
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you look at what Vlad Tepes wanted to do, is he just didn't want the Turks to take over Wallachia, because the Turks were horrible people to the Wallachians, and he wanted to protect the Wallachians. And that's all the reason why he acted and did the things that he did. Why did he, nail turbans to Turks' heads? Because he hated the Turks, and he told them that, no, you're not going to work and act this way. Yeah.
Oof.
Take that, pigeons!
My.
But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
never a dull moment with
But
Huh.
yeah. A lot of stuff like that.
Do you know why? What's his, why, I'm sorry.
you.
What's his name based Dracula on
Thanks
Vlad
anyway.
Tepes? Or why he's...
Why Bram Stoker based it off of? Because,
We're getting closer to the station. Even so, we'll probably.
the way I'll describe it is,
I can go back there and get that material. Nope, of course not. So it's later.
I fought scary
Yeah.
things.
I guess the way I would describe it is the same way that Helsing would describe it in the Helsing Ultimate, the Major says it. Vladimir Tepes was
It's on you.
a man with the trappings of a monster. And so he made a monster with the trappings of a man.
One more shot.
I guess to me you'll have to explain this. I understand
So-
the process, but I'm like...
The idea is that Vladimir Tepes represents
Someone looks like they're.
humanity, but he has all the things and evil that we would consider to be that of a monster. He was, by modern conventions, genocidal. He committed what we would consider war crimes. You gotta remember, at the time, though, Vladimir Tepes didn't commit war crimes that were as excessive as any other group. He did it for different reasons.
Dead.
He didn't create as much, chaos and destruction that the Turks or, the Austrians or the French or this, that, or the other were doing.
Take
You
the lead.
remember, these are the same people at the time who murdered a child because he was
I'll take
the
care of
end
them.
of a lineage, so they tortured him by lighting him on fire.
So loud.
It's the same thing as, Vlad going, yeah, I'm just going to impale all your troops every mile so that you understand I am not fucking around.
That's the world I know.
I mean, yeah, we are, as a species, we can be
Yeah,
incredibly evil.
yeah. And that's the thing, that's, I think, probably why Bram Stoker picked him, because there's a lot of love and folklore by Romanians and, the modern descendants of Wallachia about him, because he was a hero to them. And in that area you also had vampire myths, So he just combined the two together and said, well,
I can see that.
you know, what if the reason why Vlad was like this was because he was a vampire? And the fact that Vlad had problems with the church. Both the Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church. He basically was what we would consider a Western Lu Bu, the bastard of three religions. Because he had problems with Islam, even though the Turks ruled over Wallachia. And I don't think he had to be Islamic, but he refused that. He tried to join up with the Orthodox Church. He found them to be weak and didn't like what they were doing. So he revoked that, became essentially an atheist.
They know that.
Then he met up with the Pope, asked the Pope for help. The Pope said he would help him if he became Catholic. He said, sure, totally, I'll do that.
Yeah.
On
your way home from
And then he still got screwed over.
Right. Well, I'm glad.
It's just like whatchamacallit. You know, they could have based Dracula off of Elizabeth Bathory at the same time.
That's something.
She's from the same area, and she did horrible things just like he did. I would actually argue for less practical reasons.
Isn't that who Carmela is based off of, or is that someone else?
Sorry.
Probably.
Yes,
She would kill people, drain them of their blood, and then bathe in it
Yes!
so she could stay young forever.
That's that's Carmela.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, I didn't know they were from the same area. I know the Carmela story it takes place in like Australia, I think. Australia or Austria?
Austria, probably.
Yeah, probably
because
Austria.
whatchamacallit's from the same area. Elizabeth Bathory, I don't think she's from probably closer. She's in that same like Baltic area.
Gotcha.
She's probably not from like Wallachia or Transylvania proper, but probably close to Austria. But yeah, you know, it's just those types of things.
I just realized, does she have any material on her? Like,
Probably not.
she does, but she doesn't have like the cure material.
I was gonna say, hey, good material.
Where is
we
my
wanted.
healing material? Alright, I'll take it from Tifa, because they're not going to be here for a while. Spoilers. And I'll give her a summon, because, again, not going to be here for a while.
Give her a free.
No, that's on Cloud. You out of your mind. You out of your ever-loving mind on that one. She'll get that. because I'll-
Caricature.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Alright.
But yeah, a lot of stuff like that.
Alright, well, I think we're going to call it right around here. We'll just let this one cutscene go.
Indeed. We talked about everything.
We did.
Very rarely do we talk about the game.
I mean, to be fair,
There's
like,
not much that can go on in the game.
no, and at this
Rudo!
and at the time of all these videos going up, like the story's already been concluded. And if you know anything about Final Fantasy, we're just doing this because I want to have fun
Yeah.
and
We're enjoying ourselves.
yeah. And like I said, I mean, if you're still open for this, I definitely would like to continue these,
I
even if,
definitely-
like I said, no one watches them.
I'll definitely go with it.
All right, yeah, we can beat Final Fantasy together. It's probably gonna take us a while.
Yeah!
So I only put up like 3 episodes a week because if I put up more than that, I probably would like.
You'd probably lose your mind.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because then I'd have to edit, and then we'd actually probably have to get together more often than we would now.
Streets?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
We wouldn't have time to do any other things
Exactly. So,
like D&D
Better than
or
Shinra.
or wild sex parties.
Yes.
Aerith, what are you doing?
Indeed.
Aerith, relax.